Alright, it is Monday. I slept the entire weekend. Feels good. My wife is certifying, so you might hear some swearing in the background. And before I started the video, just wanted to do a quick check-in on the various lists. I have added a tachometer to the list. The bike does not have one, and I wanted to get one installed for tuning. For the RPMs, I want to be able to see where the engine's sitting at to help dial in the carburetor. Obviously, I need a license plate bracket and rear the stoplight tail light. The stock one is gone. And then the big project that I want to do is install inline fuse holders. So for the tail lights and maybe some other things, but I've just heard so many stories of blown headlights and tail lights that I want to install that so that I'm replacing fuses instead of entire light bulbs. I have added more to the to-do list, just kind of sat down with the manual, kind of figured out where I'm at, see if anything's missing. And this is basically the stuff in the next week or two that I'm hoping to work through. But yeah, so that's just a quick check-in. Let's start the video. Okay, today's flavor of rusty and crusty is starter. Yay, more rust. Yeah, I don't know if I should be breathing that. These screws, like everything else, are just packed with grease and dirt. They don't seem to be stuck in though. That's always a bonus. One more, there it is. So far, all of these are same length, so that's good. Easy to keep track of. Never opened one of these. So let's see. Well, let's see if I can, based on everything else. Huh. What a surprise. Why is that icky and sticky? That's definitely stopping on something, so I don't want to force that. Just waiting for this thing to explode. Oh. I think at this point, hopefully you guys can still see. Let me see. Yeah. And at this point, I think I'm gonna need a new gasket anyways. It's like emptying your shoes after a day at the beach. Let's see if we can go and find those thrust washers without breaking something. Feels like something's holding this plate down. My feeling is that it's just rust. It's a bit damaged. It's a bit falling apart. Fits in perfectly with everything else. I thought this screws didn't have to come out because I thought it was just grounding that wire. But it looks like this piece is held onto this platform because that screw there, there's no wires going into it. So I think this part has to separate. While that's soaking in, I am positive that the neighbors love that noise. Shh, don't you be quiet. Try this one. Nope. Yep. So, I think that's going to wrap it up. We'll have to come back and revisit this because, surprise, surprise, it's rusted and I don't want to strip these screws. So, either come back in a different episode or try again tomorrow and see if I can get them apart. Alright, it has been a couple of days. I finally got the two screws out, or got them started, I should say. Let's see. This one is the one that gave a particularly big fight. Soaked in WD-40, tried. Soaked in PBR Blaster, tried. Tried some more WD-40. Went through basically every one of my screwdrivers and tried them just gently. I actually got out the flat blade screwdriver and put it on the side of the screw and tapped it to kind of just break loose the rust. Still didn't work. The screw is basically shot at this point. It's kind of stripped out. But what ended up working is got the vice grips and just kind of slowly adjusted it to where I could get a hold of it and just gently start rocking it back and forth, and that cracked it loose. So, yeah, this definitely put up a fight. And I was going to bust out the little mini torch for this, but the screw is sitting on plastic. So it would have melted it, would have wrecked it. Can't use a torch. Anyways, the two things I want to do once I get this open is the brush inspection and a continuity inspection on the commutator. Now, they do advise that you record the number and location of the commutator thrust washers, and the brush springs will pop out when removing the brush holder. So there's some brushes being held in by a spring, some washers, and just kind of need to take note of all of that. So, I think this one will work. Yeah. Now it's coming out very nice, very rusty. Okay. The threads don't look like they got chewed up. That one's actually good. This is the screw I'm going to have to find a replacement for. Yeah, it's just chewed up way too much. It's kind of in between a plus and minus on the screwdriver. So, let's see if we can get this finished. Just kind of gently. There we go, that's coming loose.